I'm Andy.
And I'm Erica.
And today we're going to find out what is up with you about all sorts of stuff. So we'll see what we know.
Sounds good.
All right. Temper your enthusiasm. Come to find yourself in Richmond, Indiana. Where do you come from? Are you from here?
No, I am not from here. I grew up in Michigan.
What part?
And so I started off in like the northern lower peninsula in a place called Sheboygan. And then in about that early Sheboygan.
I've heard of Sheboygan.
Yeah, there's a Sheboygan, Wisconsin,
and
a Sheboygan, Michigan, and one is like an S, and the Sheboygan I lived in was CH.
So it's not Sheboygan.
No, it's Sheboygan. Mm-hmm. But it's near Mackinac City and Mackinac Island. After we moved from Sheboygan, we moved to a far suburb of Detroit. So then it became, instead of this beautiful rivers and lakes, so more industrial. Although I was lucky to still live on water where we were in Oxford, Michigan.
Oxford, Michigan.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I've never picked up on it before, but I am now hearing that northern Midwest accent.
Yeah, so I get that here. That
I've
people
never heard it.
Yeah, people say I have a Michigan accent, where we just usually add S's to things. Like I'm going to Myers. I work for Ford's. Yeah, it's a lot of what I've picked up.
There's a lot of that in Indiana too. There's a lot of Kroger's.
Kroger's
is another one.
Mm-hmm.
So you lived there all of your childhood, or?
Yes. Yep. So the only times I've lived away from Michigan are moving here for first job, and then I had spent 2 years for medical school in Iowa. So I've really never.
What school in Iowa?
Des Moines University.
Okay. So your current job. Is that your first job?
Yes, since residency and fellowship. Yep.
That's pretty awesome.
It is.
I didn't realize. It's one way or another. I guess I know a few physicians and doctors that I guess I had an assumption that one way or another these weren't necessarily their first jobs.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that.
There is a statistic out there that physicians, there's about just 5% of them that will stay with their first job. Really low. Very, very, very low.
Okay.
So there's not, I wonder though, there's a lot of physicians that have really dug roots into the community and have lived here for a long time. So I think that this community brings a lot of people that just kind of fall in love and want to be here.
Mm-hmm. So as this being your first professional endeavor, how long have you been at this?
7 years.
That's not brand new anymore.
Right. No. Yeah, we moved here in 2012.
Okay. And it's almost like we're being coy about it, like you're in the physician relocation program or something. So your line of work exactly is?
I am an endocrinologist.
And of course that means?
That means that I take care of the endocrine system, which is a specific system in the body that deals with hormones, as we'll say. But when you say it in that way, it often kind of traditionally people think of hormones like our estrogen and testosterone, but really there are so many hormones throughout the body. And the main thing that we end up treating as endocrinologists are diabetes, and then thyroid disorders. Then we deal with other little glands like the adrenal glands, pituitary glands, parathyroid glands, and even the estrogen, testosterone, and bone health too, metabolic bone health. So there's a lot of endocrinology is really cool. There's a lot of things going on with the endocrine system.
So what do you as a physician, what's the payoff for you as a physician dealing with the patients and dealing with the science of what you're doing? One of my favorite and least favorite words in the English language is the word earn, because it's so simple to just dumb that down to you earn money. But there are so many things that you earn in this world. What do you earn dealing with your patients and just doing what you do every day?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of satisfaction. Like I feel very lucky to be a physician. And what I didn't realize going into it, I knew that I really liked career paths that made me kind of always think and have to constantly learn, which is a lot of careers. It's not just specific to physicians. What I didn't come to appreciate, especially being here for 7 years, is how much you gain and how much you experience for taking care of people. Sometimes when they're very...
You mean like the same people?
Yeah, like
you get to
seeing
know
the
them.
same people and being able to see them outside and talk to them outside of things. Like I think it's just it's a very unique field or career in which you really become, for a longer period of time, a part of someone's life. You know, and it's not that it's a big role or an important role, but like you can help them make changes that help them have a better life and be healthier with their loved ones, their family, to live longer, to prosper. I think that's, to me, the most enriching part of being a physician. And you know, at first I thought it was just problem solving and you know, learning, but I realized having the ability to take care of some of our most vulnerable parts of ourselves, our health, is a great gift. So,
well, if that's what you're getting as a benefit, you know, that satisfaction of helping people and one way or the other becoming a part of their life somehow that's beyond the examination room.
Yeah.
What is frustrating about your job? Because, I mean, you don't fall back to, well, okay, you know, this didn't work out, so I'll just go be an endocrinologist. You went there with a purpose.
Yeah.
So, but every job still has those tough days.
Sure.
How do those manifest for you?
This is deep. I think what's tough is wanting to, there's so much that I have to do outside of work every day, you know, and I see
that part of life?
Yeah, just a part of keeping up with what I need to do to be a good physician.
To stay current in what the sciences are and everything. Okay.
Well, and just, you know, you come to see me, I say, oh, okay, you have these symptoms, I need to look at these tests, and then I have to see that when these tests comes in, then I get right back to you.
Right.
So it's not just the people that are coming in through the day, it's taking care of everything on that backside of it. It's, you know, sometimes having to figure out when and where to do that, feeling sleep deprived, working long hours.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot that I think you sacrifice and your family sacrifices for you when you're a physician. So, and the debt, that's another horrible thing that comes with.
You mean it's related to the education?
Yeah, so
yeah.
Oh yeah. It's crazy debt.
That if you take all of the characters within Winnie the Pooh, but it works with Friends or Seinfeld or almost any show, of your close circle of people,
funny.
Who is who?
Yeah,
you know?
Okay.
And so,
That is funny.
like, okay, if... I was about to say, who, you know, if you were to describe you and your husband as a couple from a famous TV or movie couple.
Yeah.
It,
well, I don't know the name, but I'm gonna say our life situation is like Mr. Mom with Michael Keaton.
You are preaching to the choir on that one.
And Terry Garr.
Terry Garr and Michael Keaton.
Yeah. I would say that's our life situation if I were to compare us to.
Because he is a stay-at-home dad.
He's a stay-at-home dad. Yeah.
And it's working well, correct?
It's amazing. He's amazing.
We
couldn't. I don't think we could hold together with all the.
If both adults were working outside the home.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a nice thing that this community offered to us. Like, we were able to be here and not have to worry about having two incomes to get the kids where they needed to be. So that was something that we were lucky for.
It's frustrating to us a lot of times to hear it's a pretty standard thing around this town to say there's nothing to do.
Yeah. Oh God.
But there actually is quite a bit of things to do, and that the cost of living is so low.
Absolutely, it helps pay off those big loans.
Right. Yeah. So it's like if you can figure out a way to make those things happen at home like that, and there's all this stuff to do.
Well,
it seems like a nice way to invite people to come to the community.
I love it. We, in addition to just things that we always look at the calendar and what's up with the weekends. You know, we just went
Seems
to
like you guys are always busy.
Which we try to get the kids out and about. So we went to that Arts on Fire last night.
Right.
And we just went as a family. We had planned to go with some people and it didn't work out, so we just went as a family. And funny enough, like our neighbors came, and the woman came over and said, my daughter said, Cameron's mom will be here. They're always here. So
that's so fun.
But just looking at being able to hear different bands and watch people paint. We got to watch a ceramics demonstration. The theater was there, the symphony, the art museum, and it was neat to see. There were so many kids. Like for the last few weekends, we've gone to the park either to have a picnic or for this, and it's just homecoming crazy. Like everybody's there getting their homecoming professional
feel good
pictures.
Too, that you can hear that someone else is saying Cameron's mom's going to be here or that Cameron's family's going to be there. I mean, that I think that tells you that you guys are doing something right from within your own household, and then two, that it's also being that it's being done in a visible way, that it's having some impact in that. There are certain stages in my life where I have found that your position in the community carries with it a level of responsibility, and you can use that responsibility to promote things. You can use that responsibility to just sit on the couch. Yeah. And sometimes that's easy, but I think that's, and I don't know, maybe I'm just projecting, but do you see yourself as a member of the community? Do you see yourself as having a responsibility or an attachment to trying to help promote things, or do you just go out to just want to be engaged? How do you see that?
I think I just like to go out and be engaged. Like I think I'm somewhat in the community under the radar, as far as my role. Like I love to be a part of things and promote things. If you ask me to do something, which is probably good for improv, I have a hard time saying no to things, I'll do a lot of stuff for our office or for the hospital, whether it's I'm actually doing a diabetes support group on Wednesday where we're playing Jeopardy related to diabetes. So I'll do those little things, and I do sometimes think about where we are and where we fit into the community, but we are still newbies. We haven't been here quite a decade yet, and I think that you set your roots in a community once you've been somewhere for 10 years.
Basing your youth in Michigan versus your children growing up here, and now that as an adult, as you are becoming more of an adult here, what do you see as right with Richmond?
Okay, so what attracted us to this town 7 years ago? Great events to go to. You can see events that you wish were more well attended. When we drove around, seeing the orchestra, seeing the theater, seeing the fact that there was an art museum, a history museum. Like I looked at this town and say, wow, this is a smaller town, and what we loved was that it is so easy to maneuver and get around, like a short commute. My commute where I trained in Michigan was the same distance as it is here, but it would take me 40-50 minutes to get home on a good evening, and I don't think it ever takes me more than 10-15 to get home here.
It's almost impossible for any drive in this town to be longer than 15 minutes. Yeah. And it's pretty nice.
Yes. Also really love the fact that it was situated. It had a lot of richness but also was very situated close to cities like Dayton, cities like Indianapolis and Cincinnati.
Yep.
So we've been able to branch out and kind of appreciate big city but still have the small community. I mean, our experience, what has amazed me with our kids in the public schools here is just the amount of things and opportunities that they have. Like my daughter joined a drone club. Who even knew?
That is so fun.
Yeah, and she's on the swim team. I mean, we didn't even have swim in high school.
Oh, wow.
You know, my son is doing kung fu and starting a 4-H program. You know, I think that there's so many amazing things that are, sometimes it's hard as a new person. Like I think it takes a little while to get into things or to know that the things are here. So
Right.
I also feel like there's something with the community that they are proud, but they don't always promote it, so people don't know that they're there. And sometimes when you talk to new physicians about things that are coming in, they don't recognize that there's a lot of good things. Or even in my own office, because I love the theater so much, just kind of saying, hey, here's a show, and they're like, oh, I didn't even know that existed or that happened.
What is a stress reliever for you? If you have stress, I'm assuming you do. Okay.
I do have stress. So the two things that I think help me, you know, one is music has always been kind of a good stress reliever. So you may be stuck
listening to or performing?
Singing. I'm not as much of a performer.
No?
I mean, if you count in the shower, the car, then
Okay.
that lots of performances. But
Okay.
just, you know, how sometimes you're feeling one way and you find a song that just kind of helps get that all out. So that's a big stress reliever. And then activity, you know, so I get my head clear, or if I'm exercising, running, I do a lot of good thinking, stress relieving, doing that. I'm not a very fast or good runner, but I like to do those two things.
Okay.
Outside of the kids and the husband, those are always good stress reliefs too.
That you use them to help relieve stress.
Yeah, I mean, just
not to relieve the stress from them.
Yeah. No.
Well, and see, that's where, and again, every station in your life, you make decisions based on the best information that you have at the time.
Yeah.
And so you enter into, as best as you're capable, into the best situation as you can with the best of intentions. But sometimes those things don't work out. So the older I've gotten, I have found how I like to say it is, I have found my place in the universe.
Okay.
And I love it.
Okay.
And I spent a lot of my life not happy.
Yeah.
Or maybe not even necessarily content. There is such, you strike me as very similar, that you are a happy person. You strike me as a positive, you see the hope. I don't want to say, I'm not trying to paint you like a John Denver song necessarily, but that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Muppets, it's okay.
But I see you wanting to be active in things that are good.
Yeah.
Much more than I see, because it's very easy to become a passive person, to just let things happen and let things go by.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not really necessarily making a point.
I do think that's a core part of who I am, is that I always feel like it's just easier to try to push and do positive things. Not that I don't get upset or angry or stressed, but to just look at what are the better things that can become. And it's also very stressful as a parent, you know, because it's like you look at this and say, I just want them to have joy and happiness, but there's so many ups and downs in life. But I do try to live by example, and just try to teach the kids to be social and look at the good things. And I think that Jason's fantastic about giving them kind of a real positive outlook on life too, the good. And so I'm the happy person, and he's kind of always giving them that real grounded view too. So
how long have the two of you been married?
We have been married for 13 years.
Okay. And
together for almost 20.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So how did the two of you meet?
Michigan State, go green.
All right.
Yes, we were in class together.
Is he from the Michigan area?
Yes, he's from Bay City, Michigan.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that the Bay City, the same, like the Bay City
Not
Rollers?
the Rollers.
No?
I think that was like San
Francisco
Bay. Yeah.
Okay. More
It could
famous
be
of the Bay?
SATURDAY night. Could be. Or Sunday afternoon. No, it's
Yeah.
it's like the last city before you get to Lake Huron, because we have the
Huron.
the lakes. Yeah, this
'Cause you get
here.
Michigan,
So he's
Superior.
yeah, he's like here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So and then Ohio's underneath. It's so
Yeah,
Huron
so
and
like
then
this
Erie.
is Ohio and this is Indiana
Okay.
here. Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So we grew up about an hour and a half apart, but we were in the same undergrad at Michigan State.
What was his field of study?
It was called clinical laboratory science.
Mm-hmm.
So it is meant to be it's a medical-based field where you
Sure.
take all the specimens, all the blood and the pee and the poo, and you test
yeah.
it.
What do you two do to have fun? How do you two interact in a way that's like, this is who we are, and we can't wait to do this again?
Yeah.
And if that includes all four of you, that's awesome too. I mean, it's just, all of that.
Yeah, I think the one thing about Jason and I, and the thing that I feel so lucky about, is that I really have a core knowledge that he loves me for all of me, like my faults. I get emotional, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like he knows things about me that sometimes I don't recognize in myself, and it's crazy, to think that
wow.
someone can see you. Yeah, like he's taught me so much about life, how it impresses me, and he has a whole acceptance of me, because he's like, yeah, no, I know that's you, and
but not in a negative way.
Not in a negative way. Yeah, no, he takes all the good and the bad with it. And, like us growing up together, meeting at Michigan State and kind of becoming adults together, I think we've just seen each other through a lot. And sometimes the things that he loves the most, like he loves to just go and experience breweries and have different beers and see town. I hate beer. Never choose to drink beer. I love theater. I love going to shows and doing things. He doesn't like the theater so much, But like we've always kind of appreciated the parts of each other that make us who we are, and we find those things special and unique. Like you can't find a man, our relationship, like I am the chaotic one. I am messy.
Really?
I don't, like I think in the moment and I have to go, and I don't plan ahead. He's very organized. He plans. I think we just have that ability to complement each other.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're together, I love just sitting and talking, listening to him. I love experiencing the world with our children, seeing him be the awesome father that he is. And sometimes it's just letting him have that night to himself, because he works so hard and he likes to just have peace and quiet and himself too. Mm-hmm. So, yep.
So, are you familiar with the movie City Slickers?
Yes, but it's been a long time. Yeah.
Well, they have this one little exercise, because there's like the three main characters.
Yeah.
They're midlife crisis time.
Yeah.
But they've known each other since they were at grade school.
Yeah.
So the question they ask is, what's your best day? And and you can't use when your kids were born. That's the only stipulation they have. So what is your all-time best day?
Oh, man.
Or event? Because maybe that doesn't fit into one day.
Yeah. Gosh. What is the best one day? Man, I think there's just so many little things about all days that I have grown to learn and to love and to appreciate, to just be in the moment. There's so many things that I think, of course, that I truly do remember that early relationship with Jason, and that first time that we actually went out, that feeling.
Yeah.
Being able to see him for the first time on our wedding day. graduating medical school, getting into medical school. I remember I was on midnight. I worked midnights and opening the letter because it came in the old dial-up email days.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing the kids achieve things, seeing them be proud of themselves. These are all just little great things that it would be hard. And I don't think I could pick the birth of my daughter or my son as being the single greatest day, because they were just wonderful days.
Your daughter's name is what?
Elise.
Elise and Cameron.
And Cameron, yeah. They were just wonderful days all together. So, can I pick up and say this would be the day that I would want to relive over and over and over and over again? I mean, I think I would just take so many special parts about many days that I've been blessed to live and to be a part of.
Well, that's pretty awesome. That
without answering the question.
Well, no, I think you absolutely answered the question. I think that it would be really easy to come up with one thing, and I think what that tells me about you is how I think you must be living a really balanced life. And I don't necessarily mean if you're saying you're the person that's kind of not planning, maybe things kind of happen at the last second or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't mean, I'm not talking about that kind of balance, but when I think about a harmonious balance with the universe, whatever the hell that means, that you seem to carry all of those things you just mentioned, of those great moments in your life, all carry equal weight.
Yeah.
And that's pretty awesome.
Yep. I've done dance recitals as an adult, which is funny. I'm in hip hop.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Because you are so street.
I am.
You are street as it comes.
If someone yells out hip hop, I'll have a good dance to do, I guess. I can pop it and lock it.